Welcome back to Rare Coins All World, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into a coin that might just be sitting in your collection or mixed in with your spare change, waiting to reveal its hidden value. It's the 1973 United States Washington quarter dollar. A coin that many might overlook, but could hold an unexpected fortune if you know what to look for. Stick around, because we're going to uncover the secrets behind this coin's value and how it might be worth a whole lot more than just a quarter. The Washington quarter dollar has a long and proud history. First minted in 1932, this coin was designed to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. For decades, the Washington quarter has been a symbol of American pride, and the 1973 version is no different. But while this coin may appear to be just another standard issue, there are certain factors that can make the 1973 Washington quarter truly stand out in the world of coin collecting. On the obverse side of the 1973 Washington quarter, you'll find a detailed profile of George Washington himself. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, captures Washington in a dignified and resolute pose. Surrounding the portrait is the inscription "Liberty" and the year of minting, 1973. It's a design that has become synonymous with American history, and it's easy to see why collectors are drawn to it. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the classic eagle design. The eagle is depicted holding an olive branch and arrows, symbols of peace and strength, as it spreads its wings proudly over the coin. The reverse also includes the inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and "Quarter Dollar." This timeless design has been part of the Washington quarter since it was first introduced in 1932. But here's the thing, while the 1973 Washington quarter might look like just another coin from the series, there are factors that could make it incredibly valuable. The key to a coin's worth lies in its condition. Coins that have been circulated over the years tend to show signs of wear and tear, scratches, dings, and discoloration. Unfortunately, these coins don't command much more than their face value. But coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are an entirely different story. An uncirculated 1973 Washington quarter is rare to find, especially when you consider that most of the coins produced in this era were spent in daily transactions. Coins that have been carefully stored and protected from wear can fetch a premium in the market, as collectors are always on the lookout for coins in mint condition. So, if you happen to have a 1973 Washington quarter that's as shiny and fresh as the day it was minted, you could have a valuable treasure on your hands. But that's not all. In the world of coin collecting, rare minting errors can make a coin even more valuable. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, and the result is a coin that is slightly different from the standard issue. These errors could include things like double strikes, off-center prints, or misaligned dies. While most coins are struck perfectly, some coins slip through the cracks and end up being incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to find a 1973 Washington quarter with a minting error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, you could be holding a coin worth much more than just its face value. Minting errors are always in demand among serious collectors, and they can dramatically increase the value of the coin. So, how much could a 1973 Washington quarter actually be worth? If you have an uncirculated 1973 quarter, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a jaw-dropping price of $66,000. That's right, $66,000 for a single 1973 Washington quarter. It's incredible to think that a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents could now be worth so much more, simply because of its condition or rarity. Of course, not every 1973 Washington quarter will fetch that kind of value. Most of these coins, having been in circulation for over 50 years, are not in perfect condition. However, if you have a quarter that looks as though it just came out of the mint, or if you discover a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. To check if your 1973 Washington quarter might be worth more than its face value, start by examining the coin closely. Look for any signs of wear, such as scratches or discoloration. If the coin looks almost brand new with sharp, crisp details, it's a good sign that it could be valuable. Also, carefully inspect the design for any unusual features or errors. If you notice something odd, whether it's a double image, a misalignment, or another abnormality, it could be a minting error that makes the coin worth far more than you imagined. In conclusion, the 1973 Washington quarter is a coin that might not stand out at first glance, but it has the potential to be a hidden gem in your collection. If you find a 1973 quarter that's in mint condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you could be holding a coin worth $66,000. So, if you've got a 1973 Washington quarter in your possession, take a closer look. It might just be the valuable treasure you've been waiting for. Today, we're diving into a coin that might just surprise you with its hidden value, one that's often found tucked away in change jars or old coin collections. It's the 1965 United States Washington quarter dollar. While many people might see it as just another quarter, this particular coin has a fascinating history and some surprising value in the world of numismatics. Stick around as we explore what makes the 1965 Washington quarter so special and how you could potentially turn this seemingly ordinary coin into an extraordinary find. Let's start with a little history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, has become one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. The obverse features a portrait of Washington, and the reverse side originally depicted an eagle. This design remained largely unchanged for decades, until 1965. The year 1965 marked a significant shift in U.S. coinage. The country was going through a major transition in its coinage production, driven by the rising cost of silver. As the price of silver soared, the U.S. Mint decided to remove silver from most circulating coins, including the Washington quarter. Instead of the usual 90% silver content, the quarters minted from 1965 onward were made with a clad composition of copper and nickel. This was a drastic change, and the 1965 Washington quarter is often seen as the coin that marks the end of an era for silver in U.S. currency. So, why does the 1965 Washington quarter stand out in the world of coin collecting? Well, despite the change in metal composition, this coin is still quite valuable, especially if you have one that is in exceptional condition or happens to have rare minting errors. Like any coin, the value of the 1965 Washington quarter is determined by several factors: its condition, rarity, and whether it has any unique features. Let's talk about condition first. Most 1965 quarters that were used in daily transactions are worn down from years of circulation. These coins tend to have scratches, dings, and other signs of use. While these coins are still worth their face value of 25 cents, they don't usually attract much interest from collectors. However, if you happen to find a 1965 Washington quarter that is in uncirculated condition, that is, it looks like it was just struck by the mint, then you could be holding on to something quite valuable. Uncirculated coins are highly sought after because they have been preserved in near-perfect condition. Their surfaces are clean, the design is sharp, and there is no wear or damage. A 1965 Washington quarter in uncirculated condition is much more desirable to collectors, and this can drive up its market price significantly. If you're lucky enough to own one of these pristine quarters, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than just its face value. But wait, there's more. In addition to being in mint condition, the 1965 Washington quarter could also be worth a lot if it has a minting error. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process. These errors are relatively rare, but they can make certain coins incredibly valuable. Errors can include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. Any of these defects can turn an ordinary coin into a highly prized collector's item. For example, a 1965 Washington quarter that was struck twice or has an off-center image could be worth a small fortune compared to a regular, properly minted coin. Minting errors make a coin unique, and that uniqueness is what collectors are after. So, if you come across a 1965 quarter with any sort of error, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. Now, let's get to the exciting part: how much could the 1965 Washington quarter actually be worth? If you have an uncirculated 1965 Washington quarter, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a value of $75,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $75,000 for a single 1965 quarter. It's incredible to think that a coin originally worth only 25 cents could become so valuable simply because of its condition or unique features. Of course, not every 1965 Washington quarter will be worth this much. Most of these coins, having been in circulation for decades, are not in perfect condition and don't have any significant errors. However, it's important to understand that with a bit of luck and a keen eye, you could find a coin that is worth far more than its face value. The key is to pay attention to the condition of your coin and look for any signs that it might be an error coin. So, how do you know if your 1965 Washington quarter might be worth more than its face value? Start by carefully examining the coin. Look for any signs of wear, such as scratches or discoloration. If the coin looks nearly perfect, with sharp and crisp details, you may have an uncirculated coin on your hands. Next, inspect the design for any abnormalities. Is there a double strike? Does the image seem misaligned? If so, you might have found a rare minting error. If you suspect your coin is special, consider taking it to a professional numismatist for an appraisal. A professional will be able to tell you whether your coin has any unique qualities that increase its value and whether it could fetch a high price in the market. In conclusion, the 1965 Washington quarter may seem like just another coin in your collection, but if you have one in excellent condition or with a minting error, it could be worth much more than you think. A coin originally worth 25 cents could potentially be valued at $75,000. Today, we're diving deep into the 1990 Washington quarter dollar to uncover its hidden value and explain why this particular coin may just be worth much more than its face value. Stick around until the end, because we'll reveal how much it could be worth today. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Let's start with a little bit of background on this classic coin. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It became an iconic symbol of American history, with the obverse showing a profile of Washington and the reverse featuring an eagle, until the 1990s when some interesting changes in coin production started affecting its value. The Washington quarter you might be familiar with from 1990 carries a design that has been largely unchanged for decades. On the obverse side, you'll find a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, looking strong and dignified. The inscriptions around his bust include "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year 1990. This design represents the resilience of the United States and is easily recognizable by anyone who has handled U.S. currency. On the reverse side of the 1990 Washington quarter, you'll see the majestic bald eagle, which holds an olive branch and arrows, symbols of peace and strength. The reverse also includes the inscription "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and "quarter dollar." This eagle design, with its spreading wings, gives the coin a powerful and unmistakable appearance, making it one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. circulation. But what makes the 1990 Washington quarter stand out among all the others? You see, while the Washington quarter has been minted in millions of copies over the years, some factors can cause certain coins to stand out in the eyes of collectors and investors. A coin's value is determined by its rarity, condition, and, in some cases, unique features such as minting errors. Let's break this down further. The first and most important factor when evaluating the worth of a 1990 Washington quarter is its condition. As with all coins, a quarter that has been used heavily in circulation over the years will likely show signs of wear, scratches, nicks, and discoloration. These coins are generally worth only their face value, or just a little more depending on the overall wear. However, if you're lucky enough to find a 1990 Washington quarter in uncirculated or near mint condition, you could be looking at a coin that holds significant value to collectors. Uncirculated coins, as the name implies, have never been used in transactions and have been carefully preserved in excellent condition. These coins feature sharp, crisp details, and their surfaces remain smooth without the usual signs of wear. So, if you have a 1990 Washington quarter that looks as if it were just minted yesterday, free of scratches, discoloration, or blemishes, you may be sitting on a much more valuable coin than you realize, but there's more to it than just condition. In the world of coin collecting, rare minting errors can be a game changer. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin's production process. A quarter might get struck twice, leading to a double image, or it could be misaligned, creating a distorted design. These errors are incredibly rare, which is why coins with mistakes can fetch far higher prices in the market. If you come across a 1990 Washington quarter with any sort of minting error, such as a double strike, off-center strike, or even a die crack, you could be holding a coin that could make you a significant profit. Minting errors make a coin unique, and that uniqueness makes it highly desirable to collectors, which could drastically increase its value. So, how much could a 1990 Washington quarter actually be worth? If you have a 1990 quarter that is in uncirculated condition, or even better, one that features a rare minting error, then you could be looking at a jaw-dropping price of $66,000. Yes, you heard that right, $66,000 for a single 1990 Washington quarter. Now, don't expect every 1990 Washington quarter to be worth this much. Most of them, due to wear and tear from daily circulation, will only fetch a small premium over their face value. However, if you happen to find one in pristine condition or with a rare minting flaw, you could be looking at a valuable coin that could turn your collection into a treasure trove. So, how do you know if your 1990 Washington quarter might be worth more than just 25 cents? First, take a careful look at the coin. Examine the design. Are the details sharp and crisp, or is there noticeable wear? If the coin looks almost brand new, you may have an uncirculated example on your hands. Next, inspect the coin for any unusual features. Is the image doubled? Does the coin seem to be misaligned? If so, you may have found a minting error that could increase its value. If you suspect that your 1990 Washington quarter is rare or valuable, the next step would be to have it appraised by a professional numismatist. A professional will be able to tell you whether your coin is worth more than its face value and help you determine its true market potential. In conclusion, the 1990 Washington quarter is a coin that, while seemingly ordinary at first glance, has the potential to be a hidden gem in your collection. If you happen to find one in uncirculated condition or one with a rare minting error, you could be holding a coin worth $66,000. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future coin discoveries. Who knows? The next coin you find might just be your very own jackpot. Happy collecting!